Welcome, astrology lovers, to your weekly forecast. I'm Sarah with Life with Training Wheels, and I'm thrilled to guide you through the astrological energies of the week from July 15th to July 21st. As always, the universe has a beautiful story unfolding, and understanding its whispers can help us navigate our paths with greater grace and intention. So let's dive into what is in store for us this week. So this week, encourage us to slow down even more. 2 weeks ago, we had Neptune station retrograde. Last week, we had Saturn station retrograde. And this week, we are having Mercury station retrograde. So while we may feel ready to begin building the new life that we're wanting to build and starting the things and projects that we're wanting to get going on, we're being reminded to make sure it's what we truly want and to make sure it's got the foundation to last once we start moving ahead with it. Those are ruled by Neptune, Saturn, or Mercury, which would be Pisces, Capricorn, Aquarius, Gemini, and Virgo. May feel a little more tired and may need a little more rest than normal because your ruling planets are the ones that are currently retrograde. As well as Pluto is currently retrograde too. That just hasn't happened within the last couple weeks. Pluto has been retrograde, so it would include Scorpio as well. You still may be feeling a little lower energy than when you are feeling at your best. We will also have the Sun squaring Chiron, bringing up some potential challenges and emotional wounds, specifically of our sense of self, identity, and emotional well-being. Alright, so now let's get into the daily highlights. So Tuesday, July 15th, which is today, we have the moon entering Aries, which may cause us to be more emotionally focused on ourselves than others and on those areas of our life where we are trying to initiate some of these new beginnings. That's where our emotions are kind of going to be centered at today. And then tomorrow, Wednesday, July 16th, the moon is having a lot of conversations with the outer planets. It's sextiling Uranus. It's going to be conjunct Saturn and Neptune, both retrograde in Aries, and then sextiling Pluto in Aquarius and in a square with Jupiter. But I feel like this is like our emotional guidance system, making sure that we're aligned with our higher selves, because these are all the higher octave planets, right? They're more in tune with our intuition and our higher self and the divine overall. So we're the moon interacting with all these is trying to make sure that our inner emotional world is aligned with spiritually aligned with our higher selves and those things that we are trying to create in this world. Opening up the channels to our intuition. It might be a good day where you have a lot of intuitive thoughts, or like a lot of other people feel intuition or psychic hits or whatever within their body. So pay attention to what body sensations you're feeling as thoughts are coming to you. But it's a great day to kind of tap into your intuition a little bit more and pay attention to what your higher self is calling you towards, and what you're being called towards, being more spiritually aligned with. Pay attention if anything feels like it is not aligned. And then Thursday into Friday is the main event of the week. That is when at 9:45 Pacific Standard Time, so readjust for your location on the planet, we have Mercury stationing retrograde in Leo, and it'll be retrograde until August 11th. So retrogrades overall have us turning more inward and evaluating, reworking whatever it is that that planet is kind of in charge of, as well as potentially causing like some setbacks or slowdowns related to whatever that planet is related to. So this is why with Mercury retrograde, we often see things in regards to communication, technology, short distance travel, or auto-related things not necessarily going as planned. So the best way to work with and think of Mercury retrograde is to think of it more as a time of doing things that start with so like rescheduling, returning things, reworking things, rewriting things, redecorating things, replacing things, renewing things, restoring things, reevaluating things. So again, it's the universe basically telling us, like it has been, to get our ducks in a row before moving forward. So this is a great time over the next month or so to close out old projects, rework them, especially in the Leo areas of your life. So generally speaking, this would be in regards to like your communication or travel with romantic partners, with your children, or your creative or entrepreneurial pursuits, because that is a lot of the things that Leo rules, as well as just, Leo very much rules the heart. So making sure that, if there's anything that you need to realign your heart with, then this is a great month to do that. Make sure your heart is in it before you put a bunch of effort into it. That would be a great thing to do over this next month before you fully commit with moving forward on something. So then, like I said, Friday, July 18th, depending on where you are, Mercury will be stationing retrograde. In addition, Mercury will also be making a sextile to Venus in Gemini. And Venus rules, love and finances and our values. So this will put extra emphasis on rethinking things about our communications or trips with loved ones or finances. Maybe even rethinking or redoing a budget, since Mercury is now retrograde. So you combine the Mercury retrograde, rethinking things, with Venus, love and finances, and where do we need to rework our communication skills, rework things in our finances. So it will be a great time over the next month to focus on those things. I may have to move inside because it is starting to rain. Or, we'll see. I just moved in underneath the tent space here a little bit more. Just in this cute little tent. And then got another tent over there. Currently on vacation. I can go into the RV, but I wanted to be outside, so we're going to try to finish this outside. Anyway, then Saturday, July 19th, we have the Sun in Cancer squaring Chiron in Aries. So the Sun is like our ego, our vitality. It's, the things we are growing towards in this life. And Chiron is, especially in Aries, Chiron is the wounded healer, and in Aries it's what we've all been working on regarding healing any wounds we have regarding our self-identity and where we have given up parts of ourselves for the sake of others and people pleased and things like that. And then a square brings challenges or decisions to be made. So on Saturday with the Sun in Cancer, overall has us focused on our home, our emotional safety, our roots, things of that nature. And Chiron and Aries is our wounds, like I said, related to self-identity. So there may be choices or things that come up this weekend that help us to move toward the direction of healing in either of these areas of life. So maybe healing wounds related to our childhood and where we had to be a leader earlier than we wanted to be, or something like that, where our self-identity wounds stem from our early childhood, perhaps, because Cancer kind of, it rules that mothering instinct, it rules our emotional safety, our home, our roots, our ancestry. So there might be some pain points surrounding those things this weekend, but like I said, squares are challenges, or where decisions need to be made, or something like that. So while whatever might be triggering you might be uncomfortable at first, if we remain in the mindset that things happen for us, not to us, then we can navigate whatever comes our way with more clarity and purpose, and making the best of whatever is coming up in those areas for us. So just because it's a square and a challenge doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Often those are when some of the greatest healing moments come about. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And then Sunday the 20th, the only thing going on is the moon will be entering Gemini, which might bring us more options to consider in regards to our emotional stability and safety. So maybe whatever was coming up on Saturday with the sun squaring Chiron, maybe on Sunday our emotions are going to be like, oh, well, there's a few different ways I can deal with this, right? So it's also, again, as well, having beautiful conversations with Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. The configuration's a little bit different, but they're all very supportive aspects that are happening, which is helping us to stay aligned on our highest path if we choose to work with the energy that way. So that is really beautiful. We really are being guided and supported to make sure that the things that we're trying to build in life, and the things that we're trying to heal in our life, that it is guiding us towards our highest and best selves, and guiding us towards making those decisions in life that is for our highest and best good. And then Monday, July 21st, that'll be the last day. We'll be closing out Cancer season. And we again just have the moon making some pretty beautiful conversations with Mercury and Venus. But we are ending the day with a square to Mars in the afternoon. And Mars often is the planet that can bring up some of those more tense emotions like anger and things like that. But often those more tense emotions that Mars can bring about are our biggest messengers, or shows us where we may be lacking in our own boundaries or letting ourselves down. A lot of times, if something is triggering us, making us angry, making us mad, making us whatever negative emotion, it's so easy to point fingers and look and blame somebody else. Blame somebody out there for these hard feelings, hard emotions that we're having. But if we look deeper, it's often just a reflection of somewhere where we are actually letting ourselves down, a boundary that we didn't stick to, not taking responsibility for our own happiness, not taking responsibility for our own station in life or whatever, and always blaming it on outside people. But true growth really happens in recognizing that often when we get triggered, when we get mad about something, it's because we actually are letting ourselves down in some capacity. And so true growth happens in recognizing this and making whatever changes we need to make, so that we can honor ourselves in the way that we need to. And honestly, that's where I find personally a lot of inner child type healing happens, is recognizing the things or just healing in general, just recognizing the things that make me frustrated or make me mad or whatever is really, really, truly, honestly has nothing to do with the other person and is all about where I'm letting myself down and where I'm not being brave enough in my own autonomy, my own, the Chiron and Aries thing, right? Like, I'm maybe people pleasing or expecting people to read my mind or things like that, which is a me problem, not a, like, there's nobody to blame but myself for those types of things. So maybe you can relate. And if you do get triggered on Monday with the moon squaring Mars at the end of the day, at the end of Cancer season, maybe that is something that you can think about as well. And I would love to hear in the comments if you find that that is a key to your healing as well. And as I alluded to last week, and as you can hear and see, I'm not able to do the zodiac sign specific forecast this week due to traveling and just limited time. But I do have a question for you. Would you like to know how to take a collective reading like I just did and know how to apply it to your own life without relying on astrologers like me or many of the other people I'm sure you follow here on YouTube and TikTok and wherever you are, without relying on them to spell it out for you? Would you want to learn the skills to do this yourself after hearing a collective reading and knowing how to apply it to you specifically? If so, then please consider getting on the wait list for the beginner astrology mini course that I will be launching in the second half of August, where I will take you from zero to hero, basically, from not even knowing how to pull up your birth chart to understanding the basic language of astrology, your 3 big signs, and which is the most important for you to listen to, for you in particular to listen to during these forecasts. And then as a bonus, how to take these forecasts and apply them to your life. If so, then sign up for the wait list, which will be in the description links below. And while I love having you listen to my forecast, my ultimate goal is to teach you the wonderful world of astrology and how to use it for yourself without having to rely on astrologers all the time. It is nice to hear the collective readings and everything, but it's nice to also know how to apply it to your own life. So, like I said, the link to get it on the wait list will be in the comments below. And as I'm still building this course out, if there is also things in particular that you would love to see in it, please comment those things below as well so I can tailor this course to you and what would be most useful to you. Now, if you're not ready for a course and just want to try out a reading, I still have my amazing July deal going on, where you get 30 minutes of an astrology chart reading, whether that's a natal astrology chart reading, or if there's something specific going on in your life that you just want to take a look at and see what the stars are saying about it, or up to a 5-card tarot reading. Both of those options are available on a sliding scale from $22 to $44, whichever works best for your budget. And I'm really trying to get more reviews and testimonials as well for my website. So I would love to have you participate. If that is something that you're interested in, comment astrology or tarot below to find out more, or book a reading by using the pay links below and send me an email to let me know what you are looking for. I also lastly have my summer solstice offerings still available, as well as my men's mental health offerings, so you can see below, and my monthly tarot for growth challenge, which the daily tarot questions are over in my community tab, and they are beautifully aligned this month with what is going on in the astrology to help us stay aligned without really having to think about it. And so that wraps up our astrology forecast for the week of July 15th to July 21st. May these insights serve as a guiding light for you as you navigate this week. And remember, astrology is really, and tarot is really a tool for self-awareness and empowering you to make conscious choices and align with your highest potential. And that is what I'm here to help you do as well. And so if you enjoyed this forecast, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, share with anybody that you think would enjoy this content or be interested in my course or my offerings that I have going on right now. May your week be filled with peace, purpose, and blessings. Thank you again for watching.